Hello everyone, welcome to ICT class. I hope we are having a nice time. In our previous lesson, we looked at getting to know Camp Portal. In the course of this lesson, we learned how to upload a profile picture. I believe that most of us have placed a beautiful profile picture in our school portal. And also, we also looked at how to use the chat room and announcements. In our announcements, there are all the class scheme of work for the term are placed inside. So you can also go to your announcement and check for your scheme of work for ICT. We also looked at how to use our content. We said our content are written notes or videos that have been placed by our teachers for us to be able to know more about a particular topic. Lastly, we also looked at how to use our gradebook. Using your gradebook will help you to know each score, each result, each grade that you have gotten from each of the quizzes that you have done. You can also use that to check the total sum of your quizzes done at the end of the term. Today we are going to be looking at function in Minecraft. Function in Minecraft. Now, in the course of this lesson today, we are going to be looking at what is function. We're also going to be looking at what is Minecraft. And lastly, how we can use function in Minecraft. But first, what is function? I remember last term, which is the second term, we looked at songwriting as an example of function. We said that function is a named group of programming instructions. They are pieces of code that can be run over and over again. Functions are smaller pieces of code that are placed inside a bigger code. These functions are called up and it's run that it also enables the other smaller function to work perfectly. An example of this function is our songwriting, but instead of calling a program over and over again, we use function to name that command so that whenever that code is called, the group of function is added. It's just like in our class. We have various arms in our class. In primary 4 arm, we have 4 arms. I can just call a child now and say, please, go and call somebody in primary 4. You can either call a primary 4 copper child, a primary 4 mercury child, primary 4 diamond child, or a primary 4 platinum child. Each child in primary 4 are smaller codes that are placed inside a bigger function, and that function is primary 4. When I click on primary 4, I have different codes that are placed inside. If our administrator, Ms. Joni, shouts, primary 4's children, I believe not just one person will answer. All the various arms will answer. That means those various arms are smaller codes that are placed inside a bigger function. We can also use our school as an example. When we shout Children's Academy, Nursery and Primary, I believe not just one person will answer. Everybody in the various classes will respond. Why? Because we are smaller programs and smaller codes that are placed inside a bigger function. So when that function, Children's Academy, Nursery and Primary, is called upon, every student, every child in that school will respond. Why? Because we are smaller programs that are placed inside a bigger program. Our school has about 4 different arms. We have the CAD, we have the CAM, we have the CAMP, and we have the UPSS. Now, each of these schools are various functions. It means that when a function is called upon, when a name of a function is called upon, like UPSS, I believe that all the secondary school children will shout. Why? Because their name is called upon. Their function is called upon. Now, if I shout children in camp, Children's Academy, Nursery and Primary, all the children in our school will shout. That is how it is. Functions are named And these commands are placed inside smaller commands. So when the bigger commands is called, the commands inside the bigger command will respond. Now, an example of this function again is when we use song lyrics. In a song lyrics, we have different sections like the choruses, the verses, the bridges, and so on and so forth. Now, one of the most called parts of a song is the chorus. In any song, a chorus is called upon over and over again. Now, we can use our function as in our song also. Now, in this place, we say choruses are called over and over again. If we add function in the song, we can reduce the complexity of the song, just as we did in songwriting. Instead of us singing "We are the world, we are the children" over and over again, we just use function, which is putting repeat chorus in our songs, making it more simple to understand, easier to read, and less complicated. In song, function makes our song to look easier when calling, which makes it more simple to understand. Function also helps to make many codes are placed inside a single function. When this function is called, all codes placed inside the function are called. We can say that function are smaller code placed inside a bigger code, just as we have said earlier before. We have types of function block. There are two types of function block. We have the function declaration block and the function call block. Now, these two types of function block that we have seen here, they are not named. If you look at this block, there's no name written inside. It means that they need to be declared first before they are called. Now, when we say the function declaration block, these are blocks that help to receive so many codes. These codes are kept in a single function. The declaration block also helps to give the block function a name. If you give birth to a child, when the child is just giving birth to, the child does not have a name. They will only say, your mommy has given birth to a newborn baby, but the baby's name is not declared. So, the first thing they do is to give a child a declaration. And that declaration is called naming ceremony. Isn't it, children? Now, during the course of the naming ceremony, a name is given to the child. And that name follows the child wherever the child goes. That is the function declaration block. The function declaration block helps to give the function a name. Like Children's Academy Nursery and Primary is a function block. And inside the Children's Academy Nursery and Primary, there are so many classes and class arm. There are so many children, there are so many teachers, and even parents inside Children's Academy Nursery and Primary. But first, for us to identify that this block name is Children's Academy Nursery and Primary, we have to declare it by giving it that name. Now, the name is written at the center of the green shaded box that is in the declaration block. Now, when the name is given, any block that is inside the declaration block falls inside the name that is being declared. Also, if we talk about the call function block, the call function block helps to run the declaration block. This block helps to make the declaration block to be activated. When all functions are placed in a single domain, the call block helps to make the function codes to run. What this means is that when you have already declared, when the child's name is given during naming ceremony, anybody that comes to see the child now will no more call the child just a newborn baby. They will call the child Osakpolo, the name that is being given, or David, or Matthew. Why? Because that block has been declared. So whatever that goes after that child has been given a name, everybody will start calling in the child, the name that was given. So the call block helps to activate the declared function block. After the function block has been declared, which is given a name, and smaller piece of blocks or codes are already placed inside it, it is the help of the call block to make the function block to be able to be activated, to be able to run smoothly, to be able to work. Now, whatever name given to the declaration block, that is what the call block will recognize. It means that any name that is being declared in the function block, that is the name that will be recognized by the call block, and that is the name that the call block will activate. The call block only runs what is declared by the declaration block. Minecraft. A Minecraft is a game that is developed using Java programming language. Now, Java programming language is a different language from your coding language, from your Scratch. A Java programming language is written in words and not in blocks. But in the course of this our lesson, we are going to be using blocks, which is Scratch programming, to build a Minecraft game. Just like as our video game, Minecraft games are also fun when playing. Now, in our next class, we will be looking at a practical session where we will use function to produce a Minecraft game. And this will be done using our code.org. Now, children, I hope we still remember our user name, which is our 6-letter code, and our secret identity to log in into our code.org. But in case you have forgotten, just send me a message through your chat room that you have been taught so that I can remind you of your 6-letter code and your secret identity. We'll see ourselves in our next class. Bye.